Hey everybody, welcome back to Knitting Butterflies. You might have noticed this is a little bit different today. I am starting a video podcast today, and so I kind of have been toying with the idea of going back and forth between audio and video, or should I rip the audio from the video, or things like that. And I decided that for this episode at least, we're going to do video. I personally, most of the time, have listened to audio podcasts, and I just recently started watching a lot more video podcasts because I've been streaming them from my house. But I find that even with the video, it's still nice to just have something to listen to or things like that. So for me, personally, the only... Oh, sorry. I'm new to this whole video thing. It's freaking me out. But for me, the only big difference between audio and video is that I can't really watch the video podcast in the car because I can't stream that big of files in my car, and I don't download them onto my phone. So I don't know though. I kept thinking about it, and I kind of feel like a lot of it is missing when I don't do video podcasts. I feel like I can really describe how things are going really well, but you still can't see them. And I think there's a lot to be said about seeing things and just having that opportunity to really see what's going on. And so I'm going to give video a shot. I want to hear your feedback. If you're like, you know what, stick to audio, that's totally fine. If you're the kind of person who strictly only will do audio podcasts, let me know. I want to hear about that. So I have the bandwidth that I'm paying for to do audio and video. I figured I might as well use it. So you might have noticed I'm in kind of an interesting area. I'm actually in my bedroom. Why am I in my bedroom? It's not to make a crude joke, although Sarah from Miss Knit, anyway. It's because I just cleaned my room, and I like to be in the rooms that are cleanest. I'm not a very good housekeeper, and so I'm gonna hang out in my room for right now, and the bed is the cleanest place, although the camera's sitting on a pile of laundry right now because that's where I could put the camera. So anyway, I'm sorry this is so off the wall. I feel like I'm starting over podcasting for the first time. That I feel like video is such a different experience, so I hope it goes okay. I kind of threw on a hand knit so I didn't look quite so junky today, and I brushed my hair, but it's not looking super good. So this is just kind of my life today. And as you all know, I'm a mom of 4 kids, and my kids keep me really, really busy. The baby especially. He's 20 months old now, which, just to give you some perspective, when I started audio podcasting, he was 4 months old. So it's been over a year. No, he was 3 months old, so it's been quite a bit longer than a year. Gosh, he's getting big. And he's very, very busy now. He is running around all the time. The danger factor has gone up quite a bit for him, and I have to keep a much closer eye on him because it's very different raising a 4th child when there's Legos and bunk beds and all the dangerous stuff out all the time than it was raising my first child, who was also super crazy. And so he keeps me on my toes. They flooded my kitchen earlier today, which I won't go into that. So making cupcakes. So anyway, I'm sure you don't want to hear about that kind of stuff, but so that's why I look like this all the time. So this t-shirt I've had since I was 8 from camp, and I just threw my Hito Fude cardigan over it. So just so you can see it, this is my, oh, sorry about the break in there. The baby woke up and was crying, but he fell back asleep. So anyway, I'm being a good mom, I swear. He fell back asleep. So anyway, so this is my Hito Fude cardigan for all of you Hito Fude knitters. This is knit out of Miss Babs Cotton that I bought at Stitches Midwest with all of my lovely podcaster friends. And I extended it quite a bit. I'm not going to get out because, like I said, I'm in bed and I'm sitting, but look at that. It's inside, but it's so pretty. I love this so much. I was really, really unsure if this was going to look flattering on me, and as it turns out, it was completely fine. So I love it so much. I think it's fantastic. So I added 2 repeats to the top for my size. I did the 34 bust size, I think. And I added 3 repeats to the bottom. So it's really long. It goes past my bum. Like, I wanted it to be super long. I don't know that I would wear it with just leggings. I still wear it with jeans or with a dress or things like that. But but I really love it. I feel like I wasn't sure it was going to be super flattering on me, and it turned out that I wear it all the time. And the weather in Colorado right now is so beautiful. It's like 65 degrees right now, which I know might be chilly for some, but for us it's super warm, and it's like bike riding weather. And the kids, we have to like force them to put sweatshirts on in the morning when they go. And so anyway, I'm going to move angles just a little bit for you. There we go. I don't know. I'm still learning about this video thing. Anyway, I'll stop. So, you might be also wondering why I am doing another episode, because I just dropped one very, very recently. And the answer to that is because the last one didn't really work very well. I uploaded it before it had finished rendering, and I didn't realize that, and so the last 10 minutes kind of cut off, and I decided to, well, and I fixed it, and I re-uploaded it and stuff, but even I have tried to play it on my phone, and now it won't play at all, even though I've deleted the old one and re-uploaded the new one, and I thought it was playing the new one, and it's not playing. So I know that some people have gotten it, because I've gotten some contacts from people, about things that happen in the later part of the episode, but I know a lot of people it doesn't work for them. So I figured I might as well just kind of redo it too a little earlier than normal. Normally I just do twice a month, so we might as well give it a shot. But anyway, it's a knitting podcast, so we should probably talk about some knitting. The one thing I wanted to show you guys, because I didn't have pictures up when the last episode went up and when the show notes went up. These are my gradient swap socks that I was talking about, and a lot of people, I don't have sock blockers, so I'm sorry about that, but a lot of people said they were having a hard time picturing what they would look like. This is what they look like. So what I did was I started these toe up. This is out of Knit Circus, that's my washer going up. This is her sock kit. I don't know what her base is. I think it's her merino nylon base. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100% positive because it didn't say on the ball band. So, but what she did was in her kit, she had 2 little cakes that were 50 grams a piece in a gradient that matched. And then so one of them had the gray on the inside and then the yellow on the outside. And then the other one had the yellow on the inside and the gray on the outside. And I bought these at Stitches Midwest too. And I had been like hoarding the yarn like a dragon. And so it was time to use it. So what I did, and I started and finished these socks within a week, which is super crazy for me. So what I did was I started the socks and I knit these 2 at a time, toe up on Magic Loop on Chow size 2s. I think if I did it again, I would do it on 1s. That's okay. So I started on the toes, and then I swapped the yarn. So this one was yellow and then this one was gray, and then I swapped the yarn so I picked up the yarn where it stopped here, and I knit the foot of the sock. And so on here, I knit the foot of this sock. Then I got to the heel, and I debated for a long time over what heel I was going to do, and I decided on the Fish Lips Kiss heel. So there's that, and I thought that turned out really nice. So this is the Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I swapped the yarn again for both of those. It fits really nicely. I did too many decreases on the heel, and so I actually get this little like bump on the back of my heel, but it doesn't bother me. I know that would bother some people, but it doesn't bother me. And then I swap the yarn again, and I just knit the entire cuff. And it's nice doing it 2 at a time, because you know that you're starting your heel and you're starting your cuff at exactly the same spot. So you can see where the cool color change happened. And then I swapped one more time for the cuff, and then I think I left myself 5 grams of yarn left from each ball, some in the yellow and some in the gray. And I'm going to use, 2.5 grams left is all I had of each one. So a total of 5 grams left over, and I'm going to use that for my sock yarn blanket that I'm someday going to knit. So that is these socks. They're really cool. Sorry, there's a little end poking out of there. I did weave in all my ends, but I don't know about you. I always get the problem of I can weave in my ends, and yet sometimes they'll still stick out the top. So anyway, that's those socks. So I thought I would just show those to you. The only project I have on my needles right now, except for a pair of vanilla socks, I'm not going to go get those, but I'm working on a sweater that I am kind of designing myself. And I'm using the book by Ann Budd. This is called The Knitter's Handy Book of Top-Down Sweaters. I bought this off Amazon. I'm excited because Ann is somewhat local to me. She lives about an hour away from me, which is awesome. And this book is magic. First of all, look at the cool patterns on the back. See those? Oh, I love every single one. So basically what she does in this book is she takes you through 4 different type of sweater constructions. Well, sweater styles. So they're all knit from the top down and they're all knit seamlessly. So there's no seaming in any of these. So she does yoke sweaters, raglan sweaters, set and sleeve, and then saddle shoulder, which I didn't know what a saddle shoulder was. And so I got to learn that from this book. And it's very interesting. And so what she does is you open the book. I'm not going to show you the measurements and stuff because I don't want to give away the secret sauce. But basically, she takes you through what each of the styles of the sweater is and how it's constructed and when it's most commonly used and things like that. And then she gives you the directions on how to knit a basic one of these sweaters that are a tremendous size, like a tremendous size range. So it starts at child size 26-inch chest or 66 centimeters, which is like that's like a 2T, 3T, somewhere in there, if I remember right. Then she goes into the adult sizes and she goes up to size 54 bust. So I can literally take this book, look how pretty that is. I love it. I would do different colors though. But she basically takes you through and says, if you want to knit a sweater that is this size and this style, cast on this many stitches. And then it gives you the step-by-step directions and stitch counts and options and everything that you could possibly want to knit exactly the sweater that you want. I love this book. Like, I read the whole thing in one shot. Just sat down and read it. Cover to cover. Obviously, I didn't read all the measurements and stuff, but I read, like, all of her tricks, and there's a ton of schematics. And then the cool part is, for each of the styles, she gives you a few patterns, and she collaborated with a lot of really fantastic designers. Let me find my favorite one in here. It's a saddle shoulder, I think. Oh my gosh, this is it. Look at this. Oh, I want that. It's by Jared Flood. We all know I have a crush on Jared Flood. A knitting and photography crush. Totally platonic. So, look at that though. Isn't that pretty? And so, it's really cool because she gives you everything that you need to be able to design it yourself. Then she worked with awesome designers who have a really great sense of style. And they designed sweaters. Gosh, I love this one. They designed sweaters for you that use these techniques. And then you can literally pick up this book and you can say, I want to knit that sweater, or I have an idea for a sweater, and it will totally help you. This is my other favorite. Look at that. I love it. I'm not getting paid by anybody to say these things. I just am totally in love with this book. And I love the photography. I love the photography. Look at that. I do this kind of photography all the time. Like, she's standing in front of a sheer curtain that's in front of a window, and then there's a reflector on her face. Yeah, that's most likely, or it could be a white wall and she's just standing next to a window, but I don't know. I don't think that, I'm pretty sure there's some reflectors being played in there too. So, catch lights. Yeah. If you ever want to know how something is lit, this is an interesting thing. If you ever see pictures and you say, I really want to know how that image is lit, and I'm talking in magazines, in ads, in sweater books, like all kinds of stuff. The cool thing is, if you look at their eyes, you can see, I don't know how well you can see this on here, but you can see she has a great big light in her eye, and that's from a window. And then, I don't think you could see it on here, but off to the right, you can see a white circle that's a lot softer. So she has the big light from the eye, and it's hard because that's the outline of the window. And then there's a soft circle that is like under the rest of her eye right here, and that's a reflector. I told you there was a reflector in here. So I can tell from this picture that she's standing next to a window, and then they took a reflector and they put it right about here when they took this picture. So isn't that cool? Something interesting about photography. See, this is why we're doing video podcasting, because I can show you all these cool things. Anyway, so I love this book so much, and I decided, I already had an idea for a sweater that I really have wanted for a long time. And I finally was like, I'm going to buy this book, and this book is going to help me. And oh my goodness, it's been such a good help. It's been a really good help. So Let me show you the yarn that's the inspiration for this sweater. This is the yarn, okay? I bought this from Knit Circus. This is her Cabaret base, which is 80% Polworth, 20% silk. I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's in her colorway Come What May, which my favorite movie is Moulin Rouge, in case you didn't know. It's this really beautiful, it looks purple on here, but it's actually gray. There's a lot of purple in this room, so this is a really beautiful gray, and then it goes into like a pale pink right here, and then a darker pink right here. My husband thinks it looks like flesh. I think it looks awesome. I didn't care. I love it so much. And I've been hoarding this one since like May, trying to figure out what to do with it because it was so lovely. So I finally decided I wanted to make a striped cardigan with this. And I wanted the stripes to go across to the sleeve, and then I want it to just go down the bottom, or down the body. So, but I needed a solid, and I've been looking for a solid to pair it with forever. So I'm doing the Stash Down Throwdown with the Prairie Girls, the Innocent Knit Girls, Michelle from Actually Knitting, and Boston Jen from Down Cellar Studio, and Commuter Jen from Commuter Knitter. I know this, I'm sorry, Jen. So we've all decided to try and knit from our stash as much as possible. Everybody has different rules as far as like, can you buy yarn? Can you not buy yarn? Do in, when out? I really like the idea of loving the yarn that I already have and trying to go ahead and use it up so that then when things like Interweave Yarn Fest come in April, or when we go to Stitches Midwest or the Estes Park Wool Market, I can buy that stuff and know that I have room and that I will knit it eventually. So I've had this. This is Knit Picks Capretta. It's navy blue. It's making my face turn sickly green, so I'm going to back that off. Anyway, there we go. Navy blue. And so this Capretta is a merino cashmere blend. And I bought it for my mom a long time ago, I think last summer, around her birthday. My dad, or no, last Christmas, 2 Christmases ago, my dad was like, I want you to knit a sweater for your mom. So I bought this yarn and I was doing a custom fit sweater for her, and it was just kind of boring stuck in it. There wasn't anything special about it at all. And I kind of got bored with it and ended up knitting her another sweater that I've talked about lots in other episodes out of some Stonehenge fiber. So I have an entire sweater quantity of this navy blue. And look at this. Doesn't that look pretty together? It looks so pretty. And they're both DK. It was like my stash was meant to be. And I don't have a lot of sweater quantities in my stash, but I had this. And I thought it went perfectly. So, last night at Knit Night at the Loopy U, what I ended up doing with the book, she gives you directions, but there's a lot. There's a lot of like sifting through to make sure that you're following your directions and not other directions. And so what I ended up doing was I decided to do a raglan cardigan out of this. And I went ahead and I found my size in here. I'm doing the underbust or the upper bust size. So this part, not this part, sorry, boobs, but this part up here, because that's the size that I have found to fit me very well, is if I measure according to that size. So I found the raglan cardigan size in here, and then I went through and I took a pen and I wrote out all of the directions for my sweater. Because as you're going through, it says, if you want to do a cardigan, go to this page. If you want to do a pullover, go to this page. Or if you want to do this, there's just choices all over the place, which is awesome. It can get a little bit confusing, and so what I ended up doing was I just wrote down everything, the dog's barking, for my sweater that I wanted to do. And so then I took that and I copied it into Evernote. So I've essentially written down this pattern 2 times. That helps me get it really good into my memory, make sure that I remember where all of the at the same time parts are, because those are important. And so I wrote down my entire pattern and I have it in Evernote so I can pull it up from my phone, from my computer, from anywhere, iPad, and all that stuff. And then I also have a paper pattern written down. So what I decided to do is a raglan and I swatched beforehand so I would know what the striping sequence would look like, but sorry, itchy face. I'm doing a raglan. Of course it's top down because it's the handy book of top down sweaters. This is all I've gotten done so far. I got a lot done last night at Knit Night at the Loopy U. But isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. I wasn't sure if I would like the cashmere and the Polworth silk together. I think it's fine. You just hand wash it I hand wash all my sweaters anyway, so I'm not going to stick it in the wash or anything like that. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to do an interesting striping sequence with this. And instead of just straight up, so I'm doing 6 rows of the navy and then 2 rows of the pink, and then I'm going to change it. I'm trying to follow some of the composition rules of odd numbers and rules of thirds and things like that. But the idea is going to be that the navy blue will stay constant. As far as the color, it will change the striping sequence, but then over time, we're going to travel from this really pretty bubblegum pink color to the gray. It's turning out really well. I'm excited about it. And I think that actually writing out the pattern really helped me remember to do the at the same time stuff. So I actually haven't had to really rip it out at all. That's my homemade stitch marker because all my stitch markers are missing. That's a better stitch marker for you. So it's cool though because she teaches you how, like in the back of the book, there's a whole section on technique. And she says, if you want your increases to look like this, do this kind of increase. She gives you different reasons for doing different kinds of increases and stuff. And I don't know. I love it so much. So that's my sweater that I'm starting. Should be done within the next month or so. But the plan is for it to be a cardigan, and then I want to buy buttons that match the progression of the yarn. Let's see if that works. I don't know. I'm excited though. So that's actually my only work in progress right now, except for spinning. I'll show you my spinning in a second. But that's it for knitting right now. Spinning, I have been working on a braid from Sleep Season Meg, who is Sleep Season Meg on Instagram. Her company is called Sleep Season, and I'll link to it in the show notes and stuff. But I have been spinning on this braid for quite a while, and I got all of the singles done on, what is today? Thursday? So I got them done on Monday, and then I let them rest, and I had some stuff going on and stuff. So I started plying on Wednesday, and then I plied some more last night. But this is all the plying that I got done. This is about half of the plying that has been done. It's on a plastic bobbin because I'm out of, I have 4 regular bobbins, and I have an Ashford traditional that I have named Annabelle, by the way. I forgot to tell you that. I named it Annabelle because I thought it was pretty. It sounds like a good working traditional kind of name. And that's my wheel. It's from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s is when I dated it too and stuff. So I don't know, it just sounded like the perfect thing. So this is I'm going to see if I can do this without making me look sick. Isn't that pretty? Yay! And it made like 6 different colors, but you can't see it because it's all underneath this. But this bobbin is really cool. Oh, and a couple more things about the yarn. I'm doing a 3-ply with this. It's coming to about, I would say, a heavy fingering weight. So yay. It's only my 3rd braid I'll have spun on my wheel, and I'm already reaching pretty fine spinning, and I feel like this is awesome. I'm pretty impressed. I love spinning this, but this bobbin is really cool. So I keep like doing this. So this bobbin is, what is the name of the company I bought it from? Acreworks? Something like that. I'm going to link to it in the show notes for you. This is a cool bobbin. So these are plastic bobbins. I think they were $4 each. Something like that. I will put everything in the show notes. I'm sorry. But basically what you do is you buy these bobbins. I bought 4 of them. So I'll show you. This is the bobbin empty. And then what you do is when you want to put your yarn onto these bobbins. Can I pull it out? Here we go. This is what I keep holding on to. So this little thing goes inside of your bobbin. So now you can see through it. This was inside of it. It's really cool. When you put it in, then it stays in. Then you put this part. This is a drill bit. And you put this into your drill, your handheld drill, and then my husband showed me that there's like a power setting and a speed setting on the drill. So he put it on the speed setting, and then you just sit there and you wind it. It's so cool. I love it. It was so cool. It took a while because I didn't know about the speed setting for quite a while. But then once he did that, it just went whoosh, and it went crazy. So I wound all of the yarn off of my bobbin. I have, like I said, I have 4 bobbins right now, and they each hold about 50 grams. I've asked for my birthday in April from my husband that I want to get a jumbo flyer and bobbin so I can ply all of it together. But for now, this is totally fine. This is why I bought extra bobbins. So when I'm full, when I do a 3-ply, then I fill up the 4th bobbin, and then I transfer it to this, and then I do it again, and I have all my yarn. Isn't it pretty? Love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I don't know what this is going to be yet. I'm debating between knitting a shawl, which I never wear shawls. I love to knit them. Don't wear them. Or some leg warmers, maybe. They're not socks because it's not superwash, and I would like to keep my socks superwash because I wash my socks in the washer with all of my other clothes. I'm a bad knitter. But I haven't had any felt yet, so I don't want to start. So that's my spinning. I guess that's pretty much it for that. I don't know how long this is. We're at 25 minutes right now. I don't really have any life stuff. This is Fiber Photography Life. It's the name of the website, fiberphotographylife.com or knittingbutterflies.com. But I did bring my camera over for you guys because we got to talk about photography stuff, right? So I wanted to show you, this is the camera setup that I have all the time. This is what I use for my home. Oops, sorry, I left this open. I just kind of thought for photography, I would show you what I use for my everyday photography. The body of the camera, this is a Nikon D5200. This is not the latest model of this camera that's out. So I think they're up to the 5300, maybe the 54. I haven't checked for a while. The 53 is red. It's so cool. So this is the body of my camera. I bought mine refurbished. I prefer to buy my gear refurbished because I don't see the point in buying something brand new if it's cheaper to get it refurbished and still get the same warranty. That's my thought. So it's worked really, really well for me. I don't really have any modifications to this. Sometimes people like, I have like a hand grip that I sometimes use if I'm doing a big shoot, like an event or something like that. Or I bought a battery grip, which is like this big thing that goes on the bottom and it holds 2 batteries inside so that it lasts longer. And then it adds this cool button to the top of it so that you can hold it like this and click it like that. But it turned out not to be compatible with my camera, and I was really bummed about that. So, let's see. This is the camera that I actually use for my business as well. I should be using my old camera for my everyday photography, but I just haven't because of the Wi-Fi capabilities of this. So this particular camera does not come with an actual Wi-Fi transmitter in it. The 5300 does. And I believe this 7200 that just came out also has that as well, which is the more expensive version. But I bought this really cool little doodad, and it looked bigger in the picture on Amazon. I'm kind of glad it wasn't. So I put it on the strap of my camera. This is the Wi-Fi adapter. There we go. So it's this little thing that pops out. And then what I do is I plug it in to the side of my camera. This is why we're doing video podcast, guys. So I plug it into the side right here. Upside down. So then there's that. And I don't leave this in all the time. It's right here. But what this does is then this becomes a wireless transmitter. And I have an app on my phone called WMU. That's what the icon says. I don't know why. Wireless mobile upload is what it stands for. But it basically makes it so that this camera will transmit wirelessly to my phone. And I can look at the pictures from my camera on my phone. And I can also take pictures from my phone. So I can actually set up the camera across the room and then use, well, it doesn't work across the room, but I can set it up a few feet away and then take pictures from my phone. I haven't done that particular thing yet because I have a remote and I have other stuff like that that I do instead. Oh, and the other thing I like about this particular camera, this is cool. The viewfinder pops out, and then this doesn't work with the wireless transmitter in it, so I'll close that up real quick. But you can flip the screen around like this, or you can have it like this. This is how I do most of my selfie photography, so I can see myself right here. Anyway, I really love this camera. So the Wi-Fi thing is actually how I've been uploading all my pictures for Project Everyday on Instagram. And so most of those pictures are taken from this camera, uploaded onto my phone, and then sent off for Instagram. So I can't do a lot of editing on my phone. I can do some. I can boost the contrast and the sharpness a little bit and things like that. But if I have like dirt on my floor, it's in there. I can't take it out like I normally do. If I have like a blemish or stuff like that on my face, or I can't delete any of that like I would normally do on the computer. So it's been a good, or if I mess up exposure, I can't fix that either. So it's been a good challenge for me to learn how to take these pictures correctly. The other thing on this camera, this lens did not come with the camera. This is my 50mm f1.8 G. See? f1.8 G. This is I love this lens so much for everyday photography. This is the stuff I use to take pictures of my kids all the time, or knitting. I take a lot of knitting pictures with this, things like that. This is not a telephoto lens, so I can't zoom in and out. This little thing here, all that does is change the focus. I can't zoom in and out at all with this lens. But the cool thing with this lens is that I can lower it to an aperture that's really, really low. And an aperture is the size of the opening. Actually, I wonder if I can adjust this for you guys on here. Can you see that? Oh, it's making it freak out. I'm sorry. Can't do it without making my phone freak out. I'm sorry. Oh, there you go. Do you see the giant hole in there? You can look into the camera and you can see the giant hole. Now watch this. Oh, see how that hole's smaller? I don't know. Can you see that? What that's doing is it's making the hole in the lens. There we go. See how, no, I don't think you can see it. But basically what this does is it makes the hole that's allowing the light to be smaller and smaller and smaller. But in this camera, it can make the hole really big. And that's good because it allows you to get more light into your image faster. And so you can take pictures in lower light a lot easier with this kind of lens without using a flash. Can you see in here? I don't think I can adjust it from... See that tiny little hole? That is the aperture as low as it will go in this camera. I wish there was a way to show it to you nice and big, but I just don't think that there is. Not that I know of anyway. I also have the hood on it, so this thing comes off. When it comes like this, but I like to keep this part on all of my lenses. All of my lenses have hoods on them for two reasons. One, it keeps lens flare from coming in. So if you see pictures that a lot of the sun is like bleeding into the picture, especially like with low shutter speeds, you'll see a lot of bleeding light, and this kind of helps prevent ambient bleeding light from like invading your picture. But also, it's a good protector from little hands. I can do this and it's not going to hurt it, and I'm okay with doing that. So if I bump it on something, it's not going to hurt it. So it's definitely, for me, a protective thing. It's kind of a pain to store in my camera bag like this, but I'm so used to it. I have a big camera bag, and so I would literally store this camera with a lens on it, 2 other lenses, and a flash and a charger and some extra batteries in one bag. I should show you my bag. Do you want to see my bag? I'll show you my bag. Let me show it. I might bump the camera. I'm sorry. This is my bag. Because we all look at... Sorry, it's covered in dog hair. Sorry. This is my bag. This is my camera bag that I take with me on jobs. The camera stop. So this is... she bought this for me. My best friend bought this for me for my birthday a few years ago. And it is by snugglelens.com. It was an Etsy shop. And this is a padded... It's a camera bag. It's meant to be used for DSLR. So it has some pockets on the side, and I keep things like lens wipes... things like that in here. It has a big strap on it, so I actually always hold it diagonally across my body, and it flips open like this. Let me take out, I was cleaning today, I threw all my extra stuff. Extra SD cards, bought them on sale. That is super dirty. So I keep this is my big gun lens. If I'm going to an event or a family photo shoot, this is the lens I bring. See the hood on there too? 2 reasons. One, this is a big zoom in and out. This is an 18 to 200 millimeter. So this is 18 millimeter, zoomed way out, zoomed way in at 200 millimeter. This makes me look professional when I take pictures. But inside of here is, you can see all of the places to store stuff. So I'll put one lens in here. This is, what lens is this? This is my 18 to 55. This is the kit lens that came with my original camera, and I still use this quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'll store 2 lenses in here, and then I can also store this camera right in here. See? Like that. And then it also has, sorry, I'm throwing stuff everywhere. So here's my flash, one of my flashes. I need to find my other one. I don't know where it went. An extra pocket that I put a charger in, and then it has another pocket over here that there's a Nerf dart in here. My mom. Or a charger, just like chargers and stuff in there. So I can literally carry everything that I would need for like a wedding in this bag. And it gets really heavy. That's why we hire assistants. Not really. But, so that's my bag. And I take this with me everywhere. Sorry, it's so dirty. It doesn't look dirty to me until I stick it on camera. So that's my bag. Like I said, this is by Snuggle Lens on Etsy. I don't know if she's still open, but it was cool because she has tons of different kinds of fabric combinations, and then you can also request stuff too. At least this was like 3 years ago, I think, that she bought this for me. 2.5 years ago. No, almost 3. Doesn't matter. So it was a long time ago that she bought it for me, but it's really heavily padded. Like there's tons of, I don't know if it's foam or padding or batting or what it is, but it's really, really, really thick. And that's important for me so that my stuff doesn't all bump together and break. So yeah, this is my, everybody always shows their cute project bags, and I never have cute project bags to show. So this is my camera bag. So that is my bag that I use for you guys. So anyway, I guess that's kind of it for today. I know it's a little crazy, but yay for first video podcast. Yay. Let me know what you think if you want me to continue. I want to hear what you want. Do you want only audio? Do you want only video? Do you want both? You want me to rip audio from the video? I don't know how to do that, but I can do it if I figure it out. So anyway, places to find me. My name is Emily. You can find me as Emily Straw on Ravelry, and we have a Ravelry group as well called Knitting Butterflies. For all the show notes, go to the website, which is knittingbutterfliespodcast.com. Don't listen to the old episodes and go to the old website, because the show notes for that will not be up there. My new website is so much better. It looks better, and I just write better show notes for it and stuff. So, so knittingbutterfliespodcast.com. I do have a Facebook group. I'm currently not on Facebook. Oh, that was one more thing we need to talk about too. We'll talk about that before the end. So I'm not on Facebook right now, and I won't be until after Easter. It's a thing I'm doing for me. So I won't be updating the Facebook page for that anytime soon. You can find me on Instagram. Instagram is a great way to find me. Butterfly M4. I love people on Instagram. I literally sit there and like all of the yarn pictures. I love yarn pictures. It makes me happy, especially if I've been having a rough day. Then I just go on Instagram and look at all your beautiful work on Instagram. So it's Butterfly M4 on Instagram. The reason I stopped doing Facebook, and this is part of the thing I wanted to make sure I addressed on this episode because the last one broke. I stopped doing Facebook for a while because I wanted to focus on actual relationships with people. And that's really, really important to me. And so I've been using this time. It's been 5 days now. So it doesn't, or 6 days. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but to me it's been a lot to not be on Facebook for 6 days. And instead I've been talking to people, calling people and texting people and setting up coffee dates and play dates and all kinds of stuff like that. And it's been really, really nice to just connect with people on a face-to-face level instead of just seeing like what they like on Facebook. You know, that's all you see anymore is just what people like. You don't see posts from anybody anymore or anything. And so, so that's what I wanted to do. But I also wanted to connect with you guys more. And so we're having our first virtual knit night, VKN. It will be Monday, February 23rd at 6:30 Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Colorado and that's my time zone. So if you want to join us, we can have myself and 9 additional people. There are still spots open, so please, 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 please. Here's what you need to do if you want to join in. Go on to, you have to find me on Google Plus because we're doing this on a Google Hangout. And my username on there is Emily Straw. I said in the last episode it's Butterfly M4. Forgot that account is messed up. So find me on Google Plus under the name Emily Straw. Add me to your circle and I'll add you back. And then I need you to ping me somehow, either through that or on Ravelry, and let me know that you want to join in. I've had a couple of people join in or that have added me to their circles, but they're not able to make it to this weekend. And so I need you to let me know if you can join us or not. So like I said, this is limited to myself and 9 people because that's all Google Hangouts will take at a time is 10 people. And then I think any more than that would be pretty chaotic. So it should be fun. It'll be, my weekends usually last at least an hour and a half, sometimes longer. I know that there's time zone differences that can make it a little crazy for people's schedules and stuff, but we are going to I'm going to shoot for 1 a month. I want to get to know you guys. So I really, really, really want to get to know you guys on a face-to-face level. And so we're going to be doing different times and different days of the week. It won't be like always a Monday at 6:30 at night. That's not how it's going to be. We'll do, maybe one in the morning sometime or one late at night because I'm very much a night owl, or we'll do one at like lunchtime or things like that. Because I know people work and they live in different time zones and they have husbands who are gone or, that kind of stuff. And I want to really try and be accommodating to that. And so our first one will be Monday, February 23rd, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just to reiterate, find me on Google Plus under the name Emily Straw. Add me to your circle and then ping me somehow and let me know. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Sorry it's so crazy, but I hope you enjoy it. Have a good day. Bye.